My name's Eric Welander and welcome to Windy Tech. Today we're going to talk about the 5 things on my HomeKit wish list for 2020, and then stay tuned at the end of this video for an important update about the future of this channel. So there are really 2 different parts of my HomeKit wish list. The first is hardware and then the second is software. So with hardware, number 1 on my list is seeing HomeKit secure video cameras that are also low power cameras and then hopefully lower cost as well. Looking at the competitive landscape around home video surveillance, Blink, which is an Amazon company, has really amazing low power cameras that you can get like an outdoor camera from Blink for about $100 and the battery lasts 2 years. And for people looking to get into HomeKit video in 2020, that's a really compelling option that's not with HomeKit, but that might steer some people away. Now that we have HomeKit Secure Video as more of like a standardized way to deal with video in HomeKit, I think there's an opportunity for a company to come in and make a low power camera that supports that. I do think that Eufy and the Eufy Cam series of products is probably as close as we've gotten so far, but they don't officially support HomeKit yet. So we'll see. I'm hoping that they add support for HomeKit in 2020 and or other manufacturers come online as well with that. And Matt Farrell on his channel had a really good review of the Eufy Cam system. I've not used it myself personally, but it looks really cool. So I'll link his video down below. Number 2 is the HomePod as a platform. And there's been some rumblings about what is Apple going to do with the HomePod in 2020. It hasn't seemed to be a huge focus for them over 2019. And really, as a smart speaker, it more competes with the likes of Sonos than it does, say, Amazon Echo or Google Home Mini. And related to the HomePod, I don't see Apple making, a really cheap, tiny smart speaker. Maybe they will, but I think Apple could do a really cool job competing with something like the Google Nest Hub Max. When Google sort of merged Nest back into Google last year, they came out with a product called the Nest Hub Max, which is a screen and a Google Assistant that has a camera on it, and then it shows you all the information just like any kind of visual Google Assistant would, and it has that voice interface. And I think that Apple for maybe around $300 could do a really cool version of this that integrates with your phones and shows you all kinds of cool UI, maybe has some third-party app extendability with it for developers to plug in, or maybe you can run your Siri shortcuts from it. People like myself have been mounting iPads to their wall to control HomeKit, and I think some kind of dedicated device that just looks elegant from Apple could be a better version of that, and really improve that experience and make that more accessible than having to buy an iPad and keep it always on, which has its challenges. So we'll see what Apple does with the HomePod ecosystem, but I really think they could do a lot by taking it visual. Number 3 on my list, and this is the last hardware item, is more in home security. Aqara has really been the only compelling option when it comes to home security and integrating it with HomeKit. And I would love to see other HomeKit accessory manufacturers, maybe home security system manufacturers, integrate with HomeKit. I think there's a lot of really cool automations you can do when tying your security system to your smart home. So this video is coming up right before CES 2020, and I'm going to be really excited to see all of the hardware and announcements from HomeKit related manufacturers at CES. I won't be traveling there myself this year, but stay tuned on this channel for more about what comes out related to HomeKit at CES in 2020. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't already to not miss that. So moving on to software, number 4 is in the Home app. I'd love to see better troubleshooting. So if you have an accessory and it's not responding, then all you see is that red text below the icon. I would love for the Home app to be able to tell me, since if you have a home hub in your home, always on, talking to your accessories, it should be able to log the time when that accessory went offline and tell me in the Home app, because that would be really helpful to know. Is this just kind of an intermittent thing that just went down quickly, or has this been down like all day? And also, are all my accessories down from a particular manufacturer, or is it just, or a particular hub that it's attached to HomeKit with. Just surfacing this kind of information in the app would help make it easier to troubleshoot problems in HomeKit. And as hopefully HomeKit grows in 2020 and more people start to use it, it would be a little easier for less tech-savvy people to figure out what went wrong in their smart home and get it back up and running. And the other thing related to this is maybe you've tried to trigger a scene in HomeKit and seen it load, and then the scene doesn't light up. It just kind of turns off. And I would really like to see them be able to describe what's happening there, because from my understanding, it's that it's trying to set all of the accessories that are related to that scene to their particular states. Certain lights, turn on, turn off, other things turn on or off. And then if it hits a failure along that and is not able to fully get everything turned on or off exactly how you want for that scene, then it won't light up the scene. And that makes sense, but I would love for the Home app to tell me what failed, what device is it having trouble talking to, and I think if it could surface that information right on, that screen where you tap the scene, that would be really helpful to know. And then it would also help okay, well, I guess these lights probably did shut off for my good night scene. It's just this random smart plug that didn't actually turn off. And number 5, related to Siri, I would love to finally be able to turn off scenes with Siri. Hey, Siri, turn off the office bright scene.
I can't turn off a scene, but you can ask me to turn on a different one.
And it's 2020 and we have all this advanced smart home tech and we still can't ask Siri to turn off a scene. Being a software engineer myself, I know that things like this often are way more complicated than they appear on the surface, but we're talking about Apple here and it's been a number of years, and I just really wish amongst the many things they've been addressing to do to make Siri better, that they would just allow Siri to turn off HomeKit scenes. So I want to take a minute in this video to talk about the future of this channel. I've kind of gone dark on this channel and not published anything for a while now, and it's been probably since like the fall. I was working really hard on every video back then to get something often related to smart home tech out on as regular basis as I could, as close to weekly as possible, and I was putting tons of time into each video, and I really just burned myself out, and I wasn't having fun making YouTube videos anymore. So since I stopped uploading, I've been working really hard on a big next version of my app, Best Photos. It's Best Photos version 3. It's coming. It's not yet even in beta, but I'm just chipping away at a bunch of features. I would have loved to have it out already, but it's going to be here sooner or later, and it's definitely going to be a big upgrade to that app, and I'm really excited about it. But I started to think about, do I want to continue this YouTube channel? And I went through all different phases of thinking about what I could do with it. And one of the things I've been thinking about a lot in my life recently is just, what would it look like if this were simple? What would it look like if this were easy? And I thought about, I didn't like the concept of putting the constraint on myself of just talking about smart home tech, because it started to feel like a job, and there's a lot more that I want to talk about on this channel than just smart home tech. Don't get me wrong, don't worry, I'm still going to talk a lot about smart home tech, just like this video. I still enjoy it, but it's only one of a few different things I want to talk about. But then I started thinking about putting a time constraint on my videos. So what I'm trying to do for this video, and what I'm going to try to do for 2020, is make my videos from planning to uploading in 4 hours, and ideally 4 hours on Saturday afternoons. Now, I might not always hit this. I might miss weeks. I'm going to have plans on Saturdays that conflict with my regular filming time, etc., but I just think it's a nice creative challenge to try and simplify my videos, reduce things that add that extra time, but still be able to upload and give you guys regular content so that I can continue to make these videos while still working on Best Photos 3. And keep in mind that these are all side projects outside of my main occupation and spending time with my family and everything like that. So, there's limited time for all this stuff, and I don't want this kind of short time frame to just mean that I'm just uploading junk to YouTube. I still want to keep my level of quality high. If I can't get it done, I'm just not going to ship it. But I do think that there's still a lot I can do here in this sort of 4-hour window, and then still keep providing you guys great app updates for Best Photos and great content here on the YouTube channel. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And I'll see you in the next one.